The October EKG was read as normal. The kid was dead a month later. Their company billed over $90 million while a child was buried by their family.
America, $6.5 billion just got stolen from Medicare. Not hacked, not lost, stolen by 90 doctors in white coats who were supposed to be healing people. They used your grandmother's healthcare money to buy diamond necklaces, Maseratis, and one guy, I swear to you, this is absolutely real, built a $4.6 billion beach resort in the Philippines. Kash Patel's FBI hunted them down across 4 continents in 24 hours, but 2 of them are still fraudsters on the run. Right now, tonight, one of them cut off an ankle monitor off her leg, grabbed a fake passport, and chartered a private flight to Vietnam. The other one is sitting on $547 million in a country on the other side of the world. Who are they? And does Kash Patel actually get them back?
Those days are over, and this should showcase to the world the length that we will go as an interagency and as a task force to apprehend and arrest and bring to justice anyone who steals our dollars that are meant for our most vulnerable citizens.
What is up, guys? Tyson DeLaCruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Real quick, before we get into it, I've been getting a ton of comments lately. You guys telling me that you're not getting notified when I post these videos or that the videos aren't showing up on your feed. So to fix that, like this video right now, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. That's the way that you stay locked in on everything that I'm putting out. If you're enjoying this, you probably should have already hit the like button and the subscribe button before I finish this spiel. And if you're not enjoying it, I don't even know why you're still here, but I'm glad you are. So hit that like button before you leave anyways. It all helps fight against the dreaded YouTube algorithm. All right, let's jump into it. Let me make the big number feel real first. $6.5 billion. Here's how big that is. If you make $60,000 a year, a solid middle-class paycheck, you would have to work over 100,000 years to make that much money. These 455 people took it in just a few years, and 90 of those people were doctors. We're talking about people with degrees, the white coats in the hospitals, the people your grandparents, your grandma, your grandfather trust with their life. And here's what they did with the money. Watch.
The indictment also alleges that these individuals then used the taxpayer money to bankroll multi-million-dollar homes, luxury vehicles like a $135,000 Maserati, jewelry like an $865,000 Bulgari necklace, and to top it all off, to fund the construction of a $4.6 million hotel at a beach resort in the Philippines. We're taking back the money, the luxury cars, the jewelry, and these alleged fraudsters will face justice.
A necklace. That necklace is $865,000. The average American works 14 years to earn that type of money. It was paid for with your grandma's Medicare fund. Not even shocked about this. I actually wish I was, considering all the fraud that's been coming out. I'm just absolutely tired of it. And this is where we're at here now, folks. This is what's going on. Doctors stealing money. But here's where it goes from absolutely disgusting to something even more darker. Because some of these doctors weren't just stealing money. They were hurting real people. People who actually trusted him. Let me tell you about Camden Francis. He was a student athlete, a kid. His parents wanted to make sure his heart was okay before he played any sports. A company came to his school and said, "We will test your heart. We'll make sure that your heart's good. Keep your child safe." The test was done. The images were sent to a doctor for review. 63 images of a kid's heart. That doctor had the images on the screen for 11 seconds. After 11 seconds, he clicked normal, collected his money, and went on to the next one. Get this, you guys. 24 days later, Camden Francis dropped dead on the basketball court and did not get up. His heart was 2.5 times bigger than it should have been. That's not something that you randomly miss here. Not if you actually look. The company billed $89 million for those tests, and the family, they had to bury their kid. Camden's mom gave a quote to Dr. Oz at the press conference, and he read it word for word. The doctor is as bad as any greedy criminal who was killing people in the streets. I hope he rots in jail so no one else is hurt. But my son will never come back to me. Julian Francis. There's absolutely nothing else to add to that. The facts do the work. Now, let me show you how creative some of these people got. Because billing fake tests for living patients wasn't enough for everybody, this next part involves a hospice. For those of you that don't know, hospices are places where people go when they're very sick and it's end-of-life care, near the end of their life. Medicaid pays for their care while they're there. One man in Los Angeles looked at the system and had a thought. His name was Oren David Shassir. He ran 4 hospices across LA. He came up with the business idea that honestly, you genuinely can't believe, and I'll explain it out loud.
A hospice owner in Los Angeles just got arrested for stealing the identities of dead people, then billing the federal government for hospice care he never provided.
Let me walk you through this business model nice and slow here. Step 1, somebody dies. Step 2, a funeral home worker calls this guy. Step 3, he pays them $3,000 cash per dead person. Step 4, he sends that dead person's name and Medicare number to the government as an active hospice patient. Step 5, Medicare sends him the money for care. Step 6, he buys a Rolls-Royce Phantom worth $530,000. He used $15,000 directly from one hospice account as a down payment for the Rolls-Royce. A man who purchased a dead man's identity from funeral workers used Medicare money from those dead people to put down as a down payment on one of the fanciest cars on the road. I'm explaining this like a recipe because it basically is one. A very, very dark recipe. But here's how they finally caught him. And this should make you the most angry.
And one of the ways that we've been able to detect that fraud is that in many of them, the patients never die. They live forever. That's not supposed to happen in hospices.
Patients who never died in a place where patients were supposed to die. The data flag was sitting there the entire time. A computer could have spotted this in like 5 minutes. For years, nobody even looked because the data was hidden because somebody made a decision not to build a system that would catch the actual data. And we're going to get into exactly who made that decision. The reason this was happening for so long and the reason it's finally stopping comes down to one policy change. And the numbers tell you the entire story here. The old system had a name, Pay and Chase. The plain version, a bill came in, Medicare paid it. Then maybe months later, they tried to get their money back. That almost never worked. Once the money was out the door, it was gone. That was the system. For years, every single year, $100 billion in fraud. Gone. Finito burrito. And here's why it didn't change for so long.
And when I asked people, the careers at HHS, how could you do this? This is crazy because, of course, we never claw back anything. They said that they were told to focus on enrollment and not fraud. The other thing that they did is to liquidate our program integrity office. So when my predecessor came into office, there were 80 people in program integrity, which is not enough. It's 50 states and 5 territories. And when I got in, there was only 6 left.
At the exact same time, Medicare fraud went from $1 billion a year to $100 billion a year. That decision was made by somebody in the, you guessed it, Biden administration. Somebody with very, very good government health insurance, the kind that taxpayers fund, sitting in a nice office in Washington, D.C., eating a $24 grain rice bowl, protein bowl, and decided that fraud prevention was not worth the budget line. The people who made that call were your grandparents, your parents, every working American who trusted the government to guard that money. Here's the flip. RFK Jr. built the team. They brought in AI to review the claims before the money actually even goes out, not after, before. And here's the number that should make you angry that this was not done sooner. $1 in, $160 back. That is the best return on investment in the entire federal government. It sat unfunded for years. The door was open. The system was designed to stay open. And now that door is closing. Now let me show you what the administration is actually doing differently, because this is the part that changes the story from a press conference about big numbers to an actual manhunt. They went and got them physically on planes across the ocean.
Last week, the FBI executed 4 FTOCs on 4 separate continents in 24 hours. We did this because we had the backing of the White House and the U.S. government and the Department of Justice to go out and apprehend criminals wherever they are.
Did you catch that? Internal transfers, 4 continents, 24 hours, not 4 arrests at an airport at the Delta terminal in Dallas. 4 times they coordinated with the foreign government, got the paperwork signed across time zones, put somebody on a plane and brought them back to the United States, all in a single day. And this whole thing started because J.D. Vance had a simple idea. The FBI had a most wanted list. Terrorists, murderers, traffickers. Vance looked at that list and said, how come we don't put fraudsters on that list?
And thanks to Vice President J.D. Vance's vision, he had an idea. He said, hey, you guys have a top 10 most wanted list for all gangbangers, terrorists, narco traffickers, murderers, and rapists around the world. How about we have a top 10 list for most wanted fraudsters? So, Mr. Vice President, thanks to your vision, we're here to deliver.
A list, that is the idea. The same kind of list where terrorists and murderers applied to people who are stealing Medicare money. This wasn't a new law, not a billion-dollar program, a list with faces on it on an FBI website. And here's what happened the moment that it went live. The list goes live June 4th. Herb Kimball, $1.2 billion in fake Medicare billing, hiding in the Philippines since 2024 sentencing. He's on it. 4 days later, the Philippine government helped locate Mr. Herb. Done. Finito.
Kimball operated a healthcare fraud scheme that generated more than $1.2 billion in false Medicare billings, targeting thousands of beneficiaries across several states. FBI Director Kash Patel posted, in just over 2 weeks, this is the second most wanted fraudster arrested on the FBI's list.
Kimball ran a call center in the Philippines from 2014 to 2019. His people would call elderly Medicare patients and push them to accept knee braces that they actually didn't need. No exams, sometimes no conversation with a doctor at all. Just a prescription, a billing number, a knee brace shipped to somebody's door. Then the bill went to Medicare. Over and over again, $1.2 billion. He was supposed to show up for sentencing in 2024. Obviously, he didn't show up. He was already in the Philippines. He figured if you're already there, just stay there. 4 days after his face went on a government list, he was on a plane back to America in handcuffs, staring out the window, looking at the ocean that he thought would actually protect him. My friends, you don't need a new law. You need a list, and you need to actually mean it. A guy from Turkey, Ibram Hilmi, tied to $3.7 billion in fake Medicare claims. Equipment billed, equipment never delivered. He hid in some city in the northern Mediterranean, and he thought the Mediterranean was far enough. It wasn't far enough. 2 more from Estonia, part of a $10.6 billion scheme, charged last year, extradited, and back in court. 4 continents, 1 day, none of them picked the right hiding spots. Now, part of the story is not finished. 2 people are still on the run as of recording this video.
So if you have any information on Khalid Satari, who is wanted for a $547 million genetic testing scheme and we believe to be hiding in the United Arab Emirates, call 1-800-CALL-FBI, 1-800-CALL-FBI. Let us know. You saw what we did in just 2 weeks by apprehending 2 of the most wanted fraudsters. With your help, we will apprehend the rest of them. The last one is Emily Tai, who's also wanted in connection with the genetic testing scheme for allegedly stealing $90 million. And she was previously on an ankle monitor and fled, we believe, to Vietnam.
Let me explain Emily Tai's escape plan because this is genuinely impressive as a commitment to the bit here. She was out on bail. She had to deal with court. She had a GPS ankle monitor on. You know what that is. It's basically a tracking device that they put on you so the court system and the system can know where you're at every second of every single day. She and Miss Emily, she cut it off. Then she got a fake passport, which obviously takes planning, which takes money, which takes connections. Then, get this, she got a private charter flight to Vietnam. Trust me, you guys, most people get a parking ticket and they're stressed out about it for 3 days. This woman had a government tracking device locked onto her leg, looked at it, cut it off, and executed a 3-step international disappearing act. $90 million in Medicare fraud money buys a lot of fake passports and private jets, my friends. And then there's Khalid Satari, $547 million. He went on a bond too. The government went to court and said, don't let this man leave. The judge let him go. He left. He's in the UAE right now. This is what they believe. That is $547 million worth of reasons why he's not boarding a flight to come back home. Kimball picked the Philippines. Wrong. Hilmy picked Turkey. Wrong. Sater picked the UAE. Ty picked Vietnam. They're all wrong. They just don't know it yet. America, one thing before I go, and this wasn't in the recap or part of the story. The company that ran Camden Francis cardiac tests, they knew that the tests weren't being read correctly. There were internal emails about it, proof that an insider company knew about this, that the people knew about it. After Camden died, they kept doing it. This is not negligence. Negligence is an accident. This was a decision made by people in an office who knew exactly what was happening and kept sending the bills. Every family that went through that testing company after Camden Francis is now part of a criminal record and civil cases alongside that. The families can sue them directly. That hasn't even started yet. That chapter is absolutely coming. Satir and Ty are still out there. When those two faces drop off the most wanted list, you're going to want to see that video. Hit the bell notifications and hit that subscribe button and watch the next video that comes up on your screen after this. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.